getting freaky. Yeah, what you gonna do? Wanna come? Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Cause you know I get it, not when I'm getting freaky. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on. Get that freaky, freaky on. Getting freaky. Get it right, get it right. Get that freaky, freaky on. 챙겨 보고 다 같이 freaky. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on. Get that freaky, freaky on. Freaky. Get it right, get it right. 상관하지 마.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaomi aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are talking about growing up ugly and glowing up. So I have a video where women who felt like they were the ugly friend in their friend group talked about their experience, talked about how guys used to ignore them, how they were never being approached, and how they felt being the ugly friend among their friend groups. Some people talked about how their pretty friends used to treat them. Either they tried to say that it was in their head, tried to encourage them, or some of them talked about nasty things some of their pretty friends did. Anyway, that video has over 100,000 views and over 1,300 comments. So many people resonated with the topic, and they were sharing their own experience and their own opinion. Now, some people actually talked about the fact that they were the ugly friend, the ugly family member, and then they experienced a glow up. Now, recently, someone left a comment suggesting that there should be a video where people who grew up ugly or felt that they were ugly and now experienced a glow up, that they are now being considered pretty and being approached and receiving a lot of attention, that they should talk about their lives now that they've experienced the glow up. Because she said she was considered ugly before, and now she experienced a glow up that she's now being considered pretty and she's receiving attention. But because she's so used to being ignored, so used to negativity when she was considered the ugly person, the ugly friend, she doesn't know how to interact with people in a non-awkward way. So she suggested that there should be a video where people who have that same experience are talking about how life is now that they've glowed up. So in this video you will hear the life experience stories of people who glowed up. You also learn about some things that people did to achieve that glow up. So let's check out what people who grew up ugly and are now pretty or have glowed up have to say about life now that they've glowed up.
I might get hate for this, but I think girls that grew up ugly and now are considered pretty, we all had that pygmy face. When I first moved to America after living in Korea my entire life, people were starting to call me pretty, which never happened in Korea. And I had this phase where having male attention was my only personality and the only thing that I cared about. Like, I would do stuff that I normally wouldn't do just so boys like me more. But now that I'm older and more mature, and it's kind of normal for me to have guys that want me, I realized that most of their attentions are very cheap. What I mean by that is most of these guys do not have any interest in actually getting to know you. They will want you for your appearance, which could make you stuck. Because I'm telling you guys, only having your looks for your future plan could be so dangerous unless you're like a Victoria's Secret model or something. Because looks go away, we're gonna be old one day. And what are we gonna have then? So that's why I started investing more in education, which could, last forever, and they can't take it away from you. And honestly, just like be yourself. Like, don't care too much about what other people will think, especially guys. You might be lonely right now by doing that, but at the end, the people that will like you for who you are the ones that last long.
I grew up a very unattractive person. Boys did not look at me. Boys don't even look at me now. Yeah, they still don't look at me. And that is why when I got a boyfriend for the first time, I let that man put me through so much. I let that man put me through so much, question so much about myself, lie to me, look at other women, so much. He put me through so much. All because I thought I would never find anyone else. Because it took me 21 years to find someone. And I was convinced. My sister came home and I couldn't rant freely. So, we're in the car now. Fuck yeah, I'm just gonna hold the phone. But, I let him put me through so much. So much. He got me so out of character. Like, so out of character. Doing things that I have never done before in my life. Making me fight for him. Fight to show his love for me. Like, meanwhile, I'm there for him when he had no lights, no Wi-Fi, no food. I was there. I was there sleeping with you in the hot house. I was there taking showers with you in the cold water. I was there. And you were there for me during my lowest as well. And in my head, why have people invested so much time into each other just to ghost one of them, to ghost the other and block them on everything and never turn back? It's just like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. And I've never experienced it before. Right? My first relationship ever. And it was a tumultuous one. And it ended even worse. And I'll never have answers. I'll never have answers for why he called me 3 days ago drunk, saying he loved me and he misses me and wants me to hurry up and come see him. And then 3 days later, I'm blocked on everything. I'll never know. I'll never know because I have to move on. I can't. He doesn't owe me answers, and I don't need to go look for answers when he couldn't even give me sincerity and respect in our relationship. What the fuck do you think he's gonna give you now that y'all have no title? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this has been a learning curve, but this situation is currently teaching me self-love, because no man in life will do this to me again, but this will never take away the person I am. I'm still going to find a man I can pour all my love into and be the matronly person I want to be. Yes.
There's a specific type of pretty privilege that nobody talks about, and it's so wild to experience. I feel like I grew up ugly. I won't lie. Like, I did not feel pretty growing up at all, and now I finally feel pretty. Like, I do feel like I like the way I look. And we are just strictly talking like conventional beauty standards right now, but like, I lost weight, my skin got clear, I grew up my hair, I got better style, and I honestly just like had that inner confidence, and I do think that is into a lot of your physical appearance as well. I changed a lot about myself in order to look pretty. Now I feel like I do experience pretty privilege at times. And every time I experience it, I'm like, what? Me? Are you sure? Because I kind of almost always see my old self in me now. It's almost this feeling of like not feeling worthy of having the pretty privilege. It feels like I'm deceiving people. It's like people will call me pretty and I'll be like, oh, you just don't know that I'm ugly. What is that? Obviously, this is a toxic mindset. Duh, we know that. I am not saying this to normalize it. I'm just saying this to like be honest about the way I feel. Maybe other people can relate. I don't know. Also, my girlfriend got me Rare Beauty blush for Christmas and I still haven't tried it. So I think I'm gonna try it today. I feel like it's gonna be so pretty. Oh my God, I used so much. But yeah, I don't know. This is not to say that I don't feel like I'm pretty and I always feel like I'm like tricking somebody. But I do feel like it's still like a level of like kind of shock almost, you know? Because I feel like I was perceived as somebody who wasn't pretty for so long. It was very obvious. So it's like now now that I feel pretty and my appearance has changed, it's hard because it's like I don't feel like I accepted that old version of myself and healed. I just feel like I changed and now I feel better about myself. You know what I'm saying? And like receiving things out of pretty privilege just like validates the fact that I don't really have to deal with those old emotions because I don't experience life the same way as I did back then, if that makes sense. But it never fully works because I inevitably will have a bad day. I start to get insecure and I see myself as like my old self. And since I haven't healed those feelings, I just like push it away. Oh damn, I'm learning about myself right now. Like I said, I know this is not a healthy mindset to have, but I do think that difference in experience when it comes to like former ugly girl pretty privilege is like way different than if you just like grew up pretty.
I think the crazy thing about going from an ugly duckling to, you know, somewhat passable is that you never really get used to it. Like, you know, people compliment you and things like that, but I never believe them. It sounds really strange, but when people go, oh, you look good, yeah, thank you, you're just being nice. Only because in my mind I've been conditioned to see myself a certain way, and it's really hard to break that. So yeah, to this day, I'm not saying this for compliments because but to this day I still cannot receive compliments because I'm just like, you're just being nice. And that is so sad because damn, sometimes they're being honest, you know. I don't know. You know what the great thing is about growing up ugly, growing up not being the beauty standard, is that you learn not to depend on your looks, right? So you gain a personality. For me, for example, I gained how to make people laugh, because at least if I can't be the attractive friend, I can be the funny friend, right? And then I can find friends because of that. Or I can find a potential partner because I'm funny. Or you learn how to, you know, depend on yourself and not depend on others. You learn how to work hard because society really didn't deem you much. But what ends up happening is that when that ugly duckling glows up, because they always glow up. When the ugly duckling glows up, suddenly they're the full package. Because they have the looks, they have the personality, they have the tenacity, they have the audacity, and they still have brain. AKA, they're still not full of themselves to think, oh yeah, I'm the hottest thing in this world. Because most of them don't even believe it. So, what I want to show you guys today is, number one, if you're the ugly duckling hanging there, your time is coming. It's coming. Number two, invest in the ugly duckling. Okay? Because you will always get a return of that investment. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye.
People do not talk about how, like, if you weren't conventionally attractive when you was younger, when you glow up, trying to decipher, like, people's real energy around you is like, what's going on? I don't really know what you're talking about right here.
Did anyone else grow up kind of ugly, so then when you became less ugly and people started liking you, you could not pick up the signs whatsoever? I grew up like not like a super cute child. I was so clueless in high school that a guy literally gave me chocolates and a card and my favorite drink on Valentine's Day. And I thought, oh wow, he's a really good friend. I had a crush on this guy. Could not for the life of me believe that he was into me as well. So he literally never talked about it. I just said thanks and we moved on. And that is on growing up humble.
One thing about being ugly in high school, it's not about the, oh, no boys looked at me, no boys wanted to date me, hee hee. I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that I can't look back at any of my old high school pictures, because if I show them to anybody, they're going to roast me for how ugly I looked. I wish I could show you how bad I looked, like, not even like 3 whole years ago. Like, I graduated in 2020, like, so it hasn't been that long. And when I tell you the glow up is glowing, the glow up is glowing. Like, y'all would bully me off the internet if I showed you what I looked like 2-3 years ago. It was crazy. And so now when I go back and, like, my sister and I, like, go pull up, like, old photos, like, she just bullies me the whole time. And it's like, I can't even look back at these somewhat fond memories anymore because, like, I look ugly. And I will not go down as being ugly. So I guess only Jordan post 2020 will make the cut.
Realizing that you're attractive or that you're becoming attractive is like one of the most craziest experiences, because like you start seeing what people are talking about when it comes to pretty privilege. Oh girl, you'll start getting free shit. People will start treating you a lot better. People will start acting as if like you are like this person that they want to be around all the time with. Your friend circle's gonna grow. People are gonna start giving you things. People are gonna start treating you in a whole different way that you never experienced before you like glue up. But just as much as you get attention, you will get avoided by people. People won't treat you like average. They'll just either treat you really nice or like really mean. It's kind of weird. And let me tell you, people will not hit on you in person. Online, yeah, but in person, no. I could not tell you how many times guys have hit on me online and I'll see them at the club or like at a store or something and they just could not come up to me ever. So you'll start noticing people are a lot more afraid to romantically pursue you. But as you start getting into your looks and start glowing up in a way, you start becoming a lot more intimidating to a lot of other people. And the even crazier thing is that friends and family sometimes will become increasingly more jealous of you because you are starting to become more attractive and you're starting to glow up. And it's fucking crazy. It's like weird. Like the person that they knew before wasn't as confident, but now that you are more confident and more sure of who you are and the way you look, they can't wrap their head around that all the time. So yeah, like when you become more attractive or you start to get more into your looks, people will just start treating you a whole different way. And it's like pretty fucking dope, but also like it's kind of like, damn, like this kind of sucks too at the same time.
If I could give any of you advice, right? If I could go back and give any of you advice, kids, grow up ugly. No, Nebo, you're not hearing me, right? Grow up ugly. That thing builds character and personality. Trust me. I know so many people who grow up pretty who are just boring. People who grow up ugly are the best people to be around. Like, you guys have personality. Grow up ugly. Trust me. It works for you in the future. It's an investment.
So much to be said about growing up ugly and what that does to you even after having like a glow up. And if you think I'm ugly still, that's fine. You're welcome to that opinion. Leave me alone. If I have a lisp, it's because I have my retainer in. And this is your sign to start fucking wearing your retainer, because most people who need a retainer never wear it. And I'm just so scared of my teeth getting crooked again that I always wear mine, but I started noticing it was getting a little more crooked, so I was like, let me just wear it a little bit longer because I'm scared. I can't speak as much on the male experience of growing up like uggos, but I can for the female experience. Growing up ugly, I always felt like I was such a nuisance to everybody, and I just felt like people get like annoyed when I talk. I felt like everything I said was dumb. I was treated like shit. Once I had my quote unquote like glow up, one, I didn't fucking realize I had one. I kind of noticed people started being nicer to me, and the people who used to treat me like fucking garbage are like nice, and I was like, what's happening? And then you notice people start like complimenting you more, and you're like, huh? You don't believe it because you've literally never been complimented in your entire life, and you feel like fucking crap about yourself. And then so many people are like, you're pretty, you're this, you're that. You're like, what? But the long-term effects of it is so insane, because I feel like even in my day-to-day life now, still that insecure like 14-year-old inside of me that's like, will I ever be pretty enough? See it in how your dating life goes too. You're noticing you always date guys that treat like shit. You're always settling, and everyone's always telling you you deserve so much better. Probably because you grew up ugly and felt like we're never gonna find someone. So now that you finally did, even though you're stunning now, you're like, this is the best I'm ever gonna do. Like, I'm too ugly for anybody else. Settle because you're so used to being treated like shit that you're convinced that's the best it's gonna get. You don't know any better because your whole life you felt like you were taking up so much space, and now that finally people are treating you like a human being, you're like, what is the standard? All I've ever known is being treated like shit, so you accept being treated like shit.
It really sucks when you're not attractive because men completely ignore you, right? So you're a little unhappy because you're not getting any attention. But if you're mediocre looking, like I've been my entire life, you kind of get attention, and then they fake pretend to like you just to use you, waste your time, use your body. So you're just wasting all of your time, and you're deeply sad inside. And if you're lucky, you get angry and fight back and leave, like I did. But if you're really pretty, you get chased after all the time, and sometimes in a scary way, but you get chased after, desired, promised, all the promises, but you live in delusional land thinking that it's true love when really you're just feeding this guy's ego fairy tale. You may be staying at home building a home with children, all the while he's building his career to leave you for a younger person. What's worse? I almost feel like being ugly is like the best thing that could happen to a woman, because then you're not wasting your time with a man, and you're building yourself, and you're building your intellect and your career and your talents. The only thing I've ever regretted in my life wasn't getting my education, wasn't the time when I was single, because that was the time I grew the most, actually. It was the time that I spent with a man.
So the one good thing about growing up relatively ugly and then having some sort of glow up is you were forced to have a personality.
You had to have something else because this was not cutting it, right? So I hate when I meet hot people that are boring as shit, like literally have the personality of white bread. I'm like, oh, you were hot as a teenager. You were definitely popular. You definitely didn't need anything else. That's why you're like this. Get away from me. But when they're hot and they have a personality, I'm like, oh, you were ugly as a child, weren't you? I see you. We see each other.
You know them girls that were ugly when they were younger and they were getting bullied all the time because they were ugly? Now they're grown up and they look so pretty. Yeah, that's me. When I was younger, I used to get so bullied, yeah, because of my looks. Listen, I had girls like try touch me. I had boys that were bullying me to the point where I didn't want to go to school. I was crying. But now this is me. Do you know what they're doing now? They're in my DMs. They're messaging me left, right, center. They're apologizing for something they did long time ago. Why? Because I've glowed up. I knew this day was gonna come. I just knew this day was gonna come. But no, they just had to bully me. They had to make the whole of my childhood just hard, innit? But your girl's gone stronger. Emotionally, physically, mentally. Your girl's modelling now and they're messaging me saying, how'd you do that? How'd you get into modelling? How'd you do this? Where'd you get that from? Relax. Do I know you? No. Because when I tell you guys, yeah, don't even tell me to humble up because I did not have 1 year in my life, yeah, where I was like, I didn't get bullied. Like, I was just bullied, like, for no absolute reason, man. It was tough, but your girl's here now. She's winning. She's doing better. Do you know what I mean?
I used to be ugly, and even as I got prettier, I realized I still couldn't win. Here are my credentials. Oh, this is a favorite. Yup. When I was ugly, I got made fun of, I got asked out as a joke, I was treated like I was invisible, but I was still taken seriously. People automatically assumed that due to my lack of appearance, I had something else going for me. Which was true, I was smart, but I didn't get any less smart as I got prettier. And in pursuit of better treatment, I started working on my appearance, I started working on my hygiene, and I got that better treatment, but the intention behind said treatment was much more superficial. And the closer I got to the conventional beauty standard, the more my appearance would validate who I was internally, and also diminish it. People would take my opinion and consider it, but it suddenly meant less because of the mouth it came out of. As a woman, no matter how lovely or intelligent you may be, if you are attractive in any way, your appearance becomes your most valuable attribute. And for the longest time, I was obsessed with working on external factors because I thought it would bring light to who I was internally, but the opposite's true. There's no winning. It just attracts the wrong people. It's like getting plastic surgery in pursuit of finding love. The people it attracts to are just there for the wrong reasons. To any young woman hearing this, and I cannot stress this enough, your appearance is the least interesting part about you. If you think working on what you look like will win you genuine respect or care from other people, you're wasting your time. Any connection you make based off of those superficial factors is worth nothing. Decentralize appearance from your life because I promise it'll only destroy you in the long run.
I'm grateful that I grew up ugly because it made me focus on my personality and my character. But if I could be hot for a few minutes, I wouldn't mind that either.
Even if you're a 4 out of 10, you should still be using your looks to your advantage. Let me tell you what I mean. So I'm a personal stylist and I have been for 8 years. Okay. Here's the thing. Whether you are starting off like when you wake up in the morning at a 10, a 8, a 6, a 4, a 3, whatever you're starting at as your base, you should be bumped up by the time you step out the door. The problem is I really think that people they're really lost when it comes to how to look better and how looking better affects everything. It does not matter if you're a man or a woman. It affects everything. Now, when you're a man and you're a woman, looking better is made up of different categories, and we can get into that later, but you have control over a lot of them. For men, smelling amazing, looking clean, knowing how to dress will almost take you like 4, 5, 6 if you're good about it, notches up. So let's say you're a man and on day to day, you're a 4. You're a 4. You're a little bit below average. If you were to literally work out 3 times a week, connect with someone who's going to help you get your style together, throw out the dusty clothes I've seen in these closets, get a scent, get a couple of scents that are amazing, and change your hair and beard game, you shot up. But unfortunately, most people think that you have to be born with it or go get surgery. Not the case. Same thing with women. With women, you also can learn how to do your makeup, learn what hairstyles actually accent you. Instead of choosing the hairstyle that you like to look at, that is your favorite, pick things that like you back. That is y'all's problem. And see, I'm about to go on a rant. One of my clients who I love, who I've been working with for years, she's like, Carla, like sometimes like you're a little bit mean. And here's the thing. I always blame it on being from Boston. I'm not trying to be mean. I want to be blunt and direct, because blunt and direct is what gets impact. I'm not going to like call anybody a whale. I'm not going to be evil about it. But I'm going to say, no, you look better with dark hair. Even if you just changed your hair to a light blonde. I'm going to say, yeah, you know, because they're going to ask me. I get paid for this. So unsolicited opinions, let's not do it. But I get asked, Carla, should I wear my hair straight or curly for this shoot that's coming up? I would literally look at them dead in their eye and be like, straight. There's nothing else to think about. That's it. Because I want you to win. Because I want you to find love. I want you to be more confident. I want you to make more money. And all of my clients have some kind of impact to looking good when you listen. That's all I'm saying. You're in control of looking better.
Here is how I was able to level up my looks to become more attractive in my face. Now, I work in beauty, so I'm well versed on how to do anti-aging on a systemic level. So I'm going to give you some pro tips. First thing I started doing was using tretinoin or retinol on a routine basis along with red light therapy to build the collagen back in my face. Because I was vegan for a year and a half and I wasn't getting the adequate amount of protein and minerals, so that was accelerating my aging. Next was that I personally decided to stop wearing wigs and just do silk presses and sew-ins, and I really do think that that elevated my look a lot. I just noticed that my wigs weren't doing anything for my appearance. It was actually making me look worse, so I just got rid of them. I wanted to focus on diet and nutrition, so I went from veganism to a meat-based protein again. That helped to not only build collagen, but it also built the muscles back in my face. Lastly is makeup. I decided to do makeup that actually complemented my features and not hide them. I have more, so let me know if you want more tips.
Let's talk about my glow up. I feel like I look very different than when I started even my fitness journey. Well, the number one thing I would say that made a difference in my body is weightlifting. Before photo, I ate like shit. I didn't do anything, nothing active. I ate the way that I wanted to, and that contributed to extra fat in my face. So once I started to lose the excess fat, obviously, so did my face, and it just got a lot more defined. Number two, sunscreen. Sunscreen. Can y'all believe I wasn't wearing sunscreen for my entire life until literally 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I started wearing sunscreen. All of the hyperpigmentation that I used to have in my skin is gone. I still have some around here, but in general, everything like my spots, the dark spots were gone when I wore sunscreen. The other thing that mainly changed my features, my blonde hair, obviously. I feel like choosing a hair color that best suits you is so overlooked and not really talked about a lot. This is gonna sound weird, but I feel more beautiful in my blonde hair than I do in my brown hair. I just genuinely believe that it brings out the brightness in my skin a lot more. Next, lip filler. I've always felt like my thin lips didn't suit me, especially since my dad's side of the family, they all have big lips. My brothers have big lips. I unfortunately got stuck with my mom's genetic lips, which didn't really match the rest of my features. So as soon as I got them, everything just clicked together. It was like, yes, like we are coming together. I do have a vlog on getting lip filler, and I have a couple of videos talking about it already in my beauty playlist if you're interested. Next, one of my favorite feature changes are my eyebrows. My eyebrows were a lot thicker than this, and one day I went on TikTok and I got the 90s eyebrow filter on, and I made a video, and people in the comments were like, oh my god, these eyebrows suit you so much. And I was like, you know what, you're right, let me actually thin them out. And I'm so happy I did, because they fit my face so well. They make more space in my eyelids, and I feel like they lifted them up a little bit. Then obviously invested in better skincare. I have very few skincare items, but the ones that I have are kind of on the expensive side, but they're so worth it. If you want a video on that, I can definitely make it. But yeah, a lot of people think I have cheek filler, but I've always had defined cheekbones, even when I was extremely overweight at my heaviest years and years ago. Shout out to my mother. But yeah,
I grew up a very unattractive person. So if you haven't watched this girl's video, she basically was just saying, you know, she grew up really unattractive. She never got attention from boys, so she feels like she's really ugly. I hope I did not take that out of context. I really hope I did not add nothing on there, but to me, that's what I was getting from her video. And really, I grew up the same way. Like, if I told people that who know me now, they probably wouldn't believe me. But I got bullied so bad growing up. And when you're in your early stages of life, if everybody around you is telling you that you're ugly, that there's something wrong with you, that you're less than the other girls your age because of how you look, you're gonna believe it. It doesn't matter how strong you are or how much maybe your mom tells you you look good at home. It's going to affect you when all of your peers are constantly pouring hate into you, constantly telling you you're ugly, constantly treating you like you're ugly. The boys your age are overlooking you, making fun of you. Everybody around you is bullying you and constantly putting hate on you. It's going to affect the way you see yourself, especially in your younger years. I was bullied very badly in school, like K through 12, like the whole time. Like, it wasn't 1 year in grade school where people left me alone or I wasn't being bullied. So when I was like 16, I went on a self-love journey, like a big one. And basically, I learned that the only way to combat what other people have told you or what other people have said about you, how other people have treated you, the only way to not let that affect the way that you see yourself is you have to put yourself in an environment where you're surrounded by positivity, where people are uplifting you. And honestly, for me, that environment was just even church, like not physically going to church, but when I went home every day after school, I would Google or YouTube how to love yourself, how to help self-confidence as a young girl, how to start your self-love journey. And I would constantly meditate on those materials, and that's really what helped me build my self-confidence up. And I truly believe that nobody's ugly, right? But people are going to feel ugly when everybody around them is constantly trying to tear them down and tell them that they're ugly. So a lot of people might think like, oh my God, like, why would she say she's ugly? But I've even felt like I was ugly because of my environment. So when you're able to create your own environment, even if that's just like locking yourself in your room and like listening to podcasts, YouTube videos, girl talks about how to love yourself, about, you know, how to build up your self-confidence, about how to go on a self-love journey, that honestly makes all the difference. And when I got into college and I saw how the niggas was on my body, I'm like, oh yeah, they lied. They lied. Ain't nobody ugly. They lied.
Now, a lot of people have shared their experience. There is a creator who talked about the fact that when you grow up ugly and then you glow up and you start getting the attention, that you might go through a pick me phase. And I absolutely agree with what she said. Now, when you go from not getting the attention and you're not getting attention, you are so grateful for getting attention after years of being ignored that you want to do anything to please the people that you're getting attention from. So if you eventually get a boyfriend or a partner, you would want to do things just to keep that person because you feel like I might not get another person that will be interested in me. So things that you normally would say, I don't really think I want to do this, or things that maybe in future you'd be like, why did I do it? You would do at that point in time because you're trying to be picked, you're trying to keep the person, you're trying to prevent the emotions that you had when you were ignored from reoccurring. And it's something that might occur for a lot of people, no matter how you want to say, oh, don't seek validation from other people. At that point in time, because of you've experienced the rejection that made you feel like as if you were not worthy of people's attention, you were just ugly, and now you're not getting that attention, you are going to try to keep it. No matter how you say, oh, I might not do that, you would at the point in time try to keep it. I personally went through that phase. I was doing things that now I refuse to regret it in a way because I feel like I learned my lesson and that's what made me stronger. But I really wished I did not do those things, just trying to keep people. Like when I think of some of the things that I was thinking and saying that I would do just to keep people, I wonder what was going through my mind. Like things that I was previously like, no, I will never try, I will never ever do. and I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's not so bad. And I'm like, oh, man, why did I do that? But then again, my self-esteem, like I've said in some other videos, was bottom barrel at that time, was at the bottom. And I, even though I did not want to seek validation, it felt good in a kind of way, because I'd already been thinking I was strange, and then I'm getting the attention. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not strange, but I don't know if another person is going to like me, so let me try and keep this person despite all the lies, everything. Let me just try, let me still stay, let me not be dramatic, and so many things that I did then. But right now, whether I'm ugly or pretty, there's some things that I'm not going to do, there's some things that I will do, and I'm like, you either take it or leave it. If you have a problem with it, there's the door. Some other people talked about what they did to glow up, how they changed their style, how they cleared their skin, how they did a different hairstyle and the rest, just to look better and feel more confident. And in the other video, I talked about the fact that two of my major issues is my skin. As you can see, I'm breaking out, and my weight. For my skin, I've been having acne since I was about 16 or 17, and last year I realized that since then I don't think I've seen my face clear, without acne, without post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, without dark spots. Like, I've not seen my face clear, like clear. I'm always having spots, I'm always having acne, I'm reacting to something, there's always something on my face. And I would love for my face to be clear for once. I would love no spots. I would love my deep-seated acne scar to at least smoothing out. I would love a Korean, the Korean glass face for once, like at least before the wrinkles come, before I become older, at least before I become 50. And we know that aging will come, but at least now that I'm considered younger, I would love to see a clear face. I would love when I'm older to say, oh, my face was clear at one point in time after I started getting acne. So that's one of my major issue. Another issue that I talked about is my weight. In that other video, I talked about my weight. I talked about the fact that I've always been underweight, below normal weight. And this has affected me a lot with my choice of clothing and dressing style. Like I said, that I don't get the outfit that I want because nobody has my size. People don't get my size. People don't sell my size. And people don't think people of my size should have a fashion sense. And most of the time, I just have to get outfits that I don't want, but I have to cover up my nakedness. So I get those outfits, and it's been hard. It's very hard for me to gain weight, to get that size where I can get clothes that actually fit me and fit my style. I have so many videos, pictures of styles that I would love to try, but I can't find my size because I am so tiny. And that is one of the things that I would love to change. And I know that doing that, the skin and the weight would help increase my self-confidence in a way. At least I would love the way I look in the mirror, but it is what it is. Also, there's some other things that are just minute that I want to do to just make me feel better, make me look better. Like I would love to touch up on my makeup skills. I would love to be able to do better wigs, to be able to know how to get better wigs and be able to install the wigs well. Even if it's glueless, at least I should be able to know how to choose the right wigs for my face, my style, and also to grow my hair healthy and long, because I love long natural hair, so that even when I'm not wearing wigs, if I pack my hair or style my hair, I still look cute and not be looking like a chicken that was electrocuted. So those are the things that I would love to implement. Those are the things I would love to do to help me glow up, even if it's not physically, but just confidence wise, self-esteem wise. Other people talked about the fact that even though they've glowed up, when they get compliments, they are like, are you all right? Are you seeing me as I am? Are you being sincere? They feel like they are deceiving people. They don't appreciate the compliments because they feel like they are still ugly. And it's normal because you are so used to being ignored, you're so used to being bullied because of how you look, and now you're receiving compliments that you're looking pretty, you're this, you're cute, you're that. It's like, how is that correlating? So your mindset is still in the ugly face, and now that you're pretty, you feel like maybe you're catfishing people or something. And I feel like it's a normal mindset to have initially, but after a while you need to work on yourself and just accept that you look better now, and people are actually complimenting you rightly. So it's something that people would have to work on. And even the interaction, at one point in time, when you keep on working on your self-esteem and being confident, you would have better interaction with people and not be feeling like you're deceiving them or feeling awkward. Anyway, that is my thoughts about this whole topic. I don't know what you guys think about it. Did you grow up ugly and you're now in your pretty face? How are you coping with some of the things that you are seeing in your pretty face now? I would love for you to share how you're coping and how life is, so that anybody that is going through the transition from the ugly phase or growing up ugly to the pretty face, the cute face, would be able to implement, so that the transition will be smoother. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.